so much for joining us today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Kelly. I'm a second year nursing student and I started with the SCP course as well.
Cool, so we're just going to ask you a few questions today about how your studies have been so far. So, if you encountered any stress throughout your studies, where did that stem from and when did it occur?
Okay, so it pretty much started from the get-go. The first 3 weeks are the hardest to get through, and I'm sure you've probably heard a little bit about that already. And there is, sometimes you feel like there's no way to cope, but really taking 10-15 minutes and just putting that to yourself and allowing yourself to have just a couple of minutes just to breathe is really good. Like it's very important. So yeah, that kind of continues throughout the whole course, unfortunately. Like there isn't one moment apart from the holidays that you're not stressed. You generally feel more stressed when assignments are due, or you don't understand the assignments, or your exams are coming up. So
okay, so learning to manage that stress daily, because it's not going to go away, it's just going to be with us the whole way through.
Yeah.
So taking into account self-care maybe?
Yes, yeah, self-care is very important.
Yeah, I think you spoke to us a little bit about that, so taking that little bit of time throughout your day, no matter what that means to you.
Yeah, definitely. For me, last year it was going to the gym, even if it was just for a half an hour, and then making sure that it was like walking on the treadmill or doing whatever my workout consists of. It was taking my mind away from my work and just removing yourself from wherever you study. So if that's the dining room table, take yourself away from that space, because that's when you're there, that's all you can think about, and that's all that your consumed work is just that, because you can see it. But if you remove yourself away from it, then you can't think. It's harder to think about it because it's not right there, and and distracting your mind from your stresses.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you use any resources within the school? So did you find at any time that you needed to seek extra help? So whether that was from a tutor or from a counsellor, and was that helpful to you?
Going to learning support actually definitely helped, because you learn a lot about essay writing, but you're not really too sure, especially in first year, if your writing is actually adequate enough for level 5. So just having that reassurance that what you're doing is actually okay. And then so I didn't go to counselling, but one of the girls did in my class, and she consistently had that throughout the year, just with the services provided here. And that really helped her, because she'd come out of her half an hour session and she'd be like, okay, everything is actually okay, and I'm not going to die. It's just too much stress.
Yeah. Seems to be a lot of support around NMIT, so that's really good.
And also your peers as well, like you bounce a lot of ideas off each other. Just even today, I wasn't too sure if I was heading in the right direction with one of my Māori Health essays, so I just asked if one of my peers could read it, and she was like, yeah, totally, it's fine, So just that reassurance with each other is really important as well, because you're all going through the same thing. So everyone knows that you're stressed, and it's good to help each other with that.
Definitely, thank you. Okay, so is there any last major piece of advice that you would give us moving into our studies next year?
I would say just be kind to yourselves. Like, it is a lot of work. You will be stressed all the time. If you have other commitments like jobs, try to minimize it as much as you possibly can. If you have children, set aside time for your study, because children are everything, and families. So make sure you've got a plan. So just make sure be kind to yourself, have a good plan, self-management, and when you don't think that you're coping, go for your walk. Remove yourself from that situation.
Awesome. That's super helpful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.